If it could happen, would you want to fight with Brock Lesnar?
I'll fight anyone. There's no question. I don't care. I will take that fight in a heartbeat.
Well, it's great to be talking with the champ, Stipe. Thank you so much for making this happen.
No, man. Thanks for having me, dude.
It's good to be, it's good to talk to you again. It's been a while since we've connected.
Yeah, I know. You think last time we talked, well, I mean, what we did anything was you won an Emmy.
That's right. Yeah. I was very fortunate. I was very fortunate to be able to tell your story, which got nominated for an Emmy. But this was before, for anyone that's watching this right now, look behind you. What an amazing, wow. There he is, the greatest heavyweight of all time. It's been like 5-ish years, I think, since we've connected. Obviously, a lot's happened in your world since then.
Yeah, I mean, won a few titles, had a baby girl, got married, the American dream, I guess.
You're doing it. Are you still living in Parma?
No, I'm not. I'm outside now, North Rolton.
You didn't want to have the pink flamingos on your lawn, right?
No, I don't mind. I loved Parma. I loved where we were at, but it's just we grew out of it,
Well, when you bought the house, you weren't a father. Lots changed.
Exactly.
Yeah. Speaking of that, how has becoming a father changed you?
Oh, I love every second of it, man. We're so blessed to have our daughter, and she's my mini me. She's a little savage. She has no quit in her. But I love, it's amazing. I wouldn't change it. It's like the best gift I've ever got in my life.
Do you think in any way it's changed you as a fighter?
Yeah, definitely it has. I think, her being born just gives you more drive and more, want to give her a better life.
So when we look behind you there, we got what? Is there 6?
Yeah,
how many do we have behind you? 6?
6, yeah.
So is this how it works? When you defend your title, they give you another one so you can put on display?
Yeah, I've kind of just taken them. I mean, I've asked a few times. Other times, no.
Well, when you're the baddest man on the planet, who's going to say no to you?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of helps, I guess. But yeah, they've been great. I'm like, hey, I take this. And they're like, whatever.
In the whole time that I've known you, you've been so driven. You've been so driven to be the absolute best at what you do. So when we first connected, 7 years ago, the goal was bring a championship to Cleveland, break Cleveland's curse, win a championship for the first time in 50 years. You did that. I'm guessing the goal after that was retain your championship, become the greatest heavyweight of all time. You've done that. What do you have your sights set on now?
A lot of things. We got a lot of stuff around the house. Got some wallpaper to take down. I mean, the main things. When I gotta get a shed in the house. In the house, but outside. Got a lot of stuff I gotta put away. So it's not fun during the winter when we gotta take all the furniture outside, tear furniture down. I gotta stick it in my little storage area for my pool, it's like playing Tetris, trying to stick that stuff in there. So I want to try to get a shed so it's a little bit easier next time.
I like that your goals went from becoming the greatest heavyweight champion of all time to, cleaning up around the yard a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's my wife, I'm very lucky to marry my wife. She's a go-getter, and, that's why I am too, but she does a little bit more, she does more outside the box than me, but definitely, her mentality helps me out. So I know we got a lot of things we got to do around the house. The quarantine helped a lot. I found out I was good at wallpaper, so I did a lot of wallpaper in those few months that we were down. So, I don't mind it though. It keeps me occupied. And honestly, I didn't mind wallpaper actually. I know keep talking about it, but it was the kind of therapeutic. It's like I would think about things and just kind of just relax and just enjoy myself.
That's so funny.
I know, right? I think I would hate it, but it wasn't that bad.
What were you also involved in the wallpaper? Did you pick out the wallpaper?
No, I just took it down. So we moved to a new house, and then they had really nice wallpaper, but we're just not really into the wallpaper type. We could have left it up, it would look great, but we weren't really feeling it. And so we were more neutral, the neutral colors, and So we had to take a kitchen down and a bedroom and a bathroom and some more spots, but it's not too bad.
So you mentioned quarantine. How much has quarantine affected your training?
You know, I thought it would. So the one thing I've been telling people is that I never wanted to put a gym in my house. And actually, right before the second DC fight, we moved a week prior. We
Yeah.
moved the house, and the house, prior to this, the one we're in now, was it had a massive 3,000 square foot barn that was heated. So I could have put anything in there, but I never did because I never wanted to train in my house. It's my sanctuary. It's my,
Yeah.
I go home and not worry about fighting. And then would start crying and go, you ever on train, this and that. I trained. So, luckily one of my coaches had wrestling mats laying around. Called the company, got hooked up with some wall mats and, built a little gym in my basement, which actually in hindsight, it was amazing. It was a blessing in disguise because I love training at home. I get to see my daughter more. I'm always around, but just I get to put her to bed, put her to bed. She would come down, watch me train. She loved it. And it was so much fun. We have an in-ground pool, so I did a lot of pool workouts. She was in the pool at times with me, screaming like "da da," trying to get to me. I can't, and I'm struggling. But honestly, it was at first it was a little rough, but then we got pretty lucky with everything we had, and we could have did a lot more sparring at the house. But good news was that our house was reopened with our gym, so and my wife actually called down there and asked if we could get permitted to use it, and they actually, if it was still closed, we were still allowed to use the gym though.
Wow. So you're still training at Strong Style?
Yep, it's open and fully functioning. But if it wasn't, we were still okay to train. They gave us the allowance.
Oh, this is great. But before that, it's great. You just stay in your house. People come to you, and you just keep getting better.
I loved it. It was honestly, it was just great because it was just like a boys' club, man. You guys, dudes, come over, we just hang out. We BS for a little bit, just talk about stuff, great workout in, and then hang out a little bit more and just talk and just kind of BS, and then we go home. They get here about 6 o'clock, they leave about 8:30. It was great, and
yeah.
I have a workout, but it was a good hour just hanging out. It was awesome. My daughter loved it. She loved all this. She's like, and my head coach is our godfather. Marcus is her godfather, so she loved that, and it was just great. And, it was just I loved every second of it, honestly.
Having wrestling mats in your basement and having people come over and wrestle or fight kind of sounds like you have Fight Club in your house.
Pretty much what it was. It was awesome. My daughter loved it, especially when I was getting punched in the face. I don't know what it is with her, but when I would get hit or taken down or something, she thought it was the greatest thing ever and laughed. Funny. He's trying to win here.
Sounds like you might be training her to be a future champion like you.
Yes, but not in fighting.
So she can't be a UFC fighter, at least not yet. What is it okay? What are you okay with her becoming?
Well, listen, I'm not going to push her away from what she wants to do. Whatever she wants to do, I'll full support. But I'd rather see her play golf or tennis, non-contact, just good workouts and just, be good. No contact.
I think we're a week and a half removed from your fight with DC, but looking at you now, it looks like you came out of that completely unscathed.
Yeah, I definitely have some nicks and bruises. My shin's still pretty beat up. Actually, I thought it would be better than it was, and it's getting there, but it's still swollen, which is weird. So I want to get that checked out. My cuts. One thing is I get bruised pretty easily, but I heal pretty fast, which that makes sense. I don't know if it does, but yeah, it's weird. So I can get touched up pretty quick, but then within a day or two, it's gone. So pretty lucky about that. But yeah, I have to get my eyes checked. That was just precautionary. Just they told me I had to do that for the next hoorah. So but I feel pretty good, honestly. Just sucks getting old.
Yeah, it's funny. Joe Rogan in that post-fight interview goes, "Man, you're officially the greatest heavyweight of all time. How do you feel?" And you go, "I want to go home."
Yeah, I did. I was just tired, and it was a little bit different, I think, too, because there's no fans there, so I wasn't as jacked. I was jacked up. Trust me, I was so happy I won. But it just usually, when I end up with fights over, everyone's screaming, you're screaming too, because you just, and I think we're just kind of like, this is weird. But I just wanted to go home. I missed my daughter. It was the longest I've ever been away from her for a week, and it was a little too long for me. But usually she'll come, but of course, with everything going on, she couldn't.
So how different was training for Stipe DC3 versus the first and the second fight?
It wasn't all different. It was same training, same guys in camp. They came. I had it wasn't much more. Just fine-tuned a lot of stuff. Worked on a lot of things I was doing wrong, and We just added a few things. Honestly, it wasn't too complicated. We just really stuck to the game plan and really worked on things that we needed to work on.
Where did this killer instinct come from in you? Because you really do have this desire that you want to be the absolute best at everything that you do. When did this get instilled in you?
I don't know. I think when I was young, man, I always played sports, and when I was a kid, just like backyard, I love sports. I love being competitive. I think just my mom's competitive, my dad is too, and just got from them. I like winning and trying to be the best at everything I can.
And you say you like winning, but it's funny, in the time that I've known you, you take your losses hard. And I mean that in the most respectful and the best way. Like, you take your losses like, I need to avenge this. I need to get better. And I mean, you've pretty much avenged all your losses now.
Yeah. It's just it's a terrible feeling. I just don't want to have that. I hate it. I hate losing. It's the worst feeling, but it is a good thing to happen. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And so, I try to avenge these losses and do whatever I can. I set my mind to it. I got to figure it out. And so, like, the best thing I think that happened after that second loss, the first time when I lost the title with the DC, the first fight, I think having my daughter 2 weeks later, that was probably the best thing that ever happened to me, because I didn't think about it. I mean, I thought about it, but I didn't dwell on it. I didn't go crazy over it, because I had to worry about her and whatever she needed, because she was just born. So one day I'm gonna tell her, thank you for being born, because you say I would have been a crazy man.
What fight do you think it was, when you look back, that really put you on the map, really made UFC, Dana White go, man, this guy could be a future champion?
Oof. I don't know for them, but for me, I knew after my second loss, when I lost the first time to JDS in Phoenix, I literally looked at my coach and my wife. I'm like, I could beat him tomorrow. I knew it, and I was like, I got it. And my wife's honestly her favorite fight of mine. Even though I lost, she's like, that's when you realized how good you could be.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because it seems like maybe Roy Nelson was like when you started getting some, bigger, some better opponents. You set records during that fight with, the amount of punches landed. Is that when things really started to elevate for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think so too. I think people started taking notice just because, he's ranked 5th in the world at the time. And he ended up coming off like 3 first-round minute knockouts or something like that. And when I came in, I put a clinic on him. I think that,
Yeah, you basically made him a human punching bag.
I was trying, yeah, but he's tough though. You gotta watch out. That guy drops bombs, so you have to be careful.
So, you fought about a week and a half ago. Have you gone back to training already?
No. I'm just relaxing. I've been doing a lot of media. It usually happens after a fight. So I've been doing a lot of media. I just do a lot of stuff around, or like just odds and ends and stuff like that. Just kind of catch up on stuff that I couldn't do during camp. It was a little bit tough, but here probably next week or so, I'll start getting back into swing things. I don't know if I can kick yet, but I might try to box the guys, help them out with some stand up, but we'll see. But I'm definitely gonna do whatever I can. So they're still using my pool. but it's a great workout though. I mean, so I told them, like, whenever you guys need the pool, you guys can take it anytime you want.
Do you enjoy doing interviews? Enjoy doing press?
I used to hate it with a passion.
I remember.
I couldn't stand it, but honestly, just because of the territory, I just stopped caring. I just say what I want.
Well, and this is the other thing. You've really come into your own. Like, you've really been able to showcase your personality ever since basically you became the champion, right?
Yeah, I just stopped caring. Honestly, I just a lot of things, and like when I was winning too, I just stopped caring what everyone think. I just was gonna say, like, listen, I'll do the whole robot, I guess, right for my fight. Yeah, that's what they want to hear. But when it's just like this stuff, like a podcast, talking to you like this, I'm just gonna talk, man. I'm just gonna be me.
This is why you said this off camera. You're looking to start your own podcast.
I am.
And I think that this is what's exciting. People will be able to see there's more to you than just what they see in the octagon.
Listen, these glasses and amazing hair, I have more than that.
It is amazing hair.
Yes, I know. Thank you.
Yeah, it looks great. I'm a little bit jealous. Mine just looks okay compared to yours. What was this? Was this your wife's idea? The hair?
So, no, actually, it was mine. True story. So we were watching one of those. Oh God, I have no idea what show it was. God, my hair's all messed up now. I touched it. God,
no, it looks good. You're good. Maybe a little bit more hairspray next time.
Yeah, I barely use anything in it. So, but we were watching one of her shows, and one of the girls in the show's boyfriend had like slick back hair, longer hair. I'm like, man, I was like, I really want hair like that. And my wife's like, well, then do it. So one of her best friend cuts my hair, and I was like, hey, yo, what's up? Can you do this? And she's like, well, let's try it. So I started growing it out and started doing it, started trying to train it a little bit more. And then I came the next time, she's like, dude, your hair. It's like, for now, this is your haircut. And so here we go. And my wife said, you're never cutting it ever again. Like,
Wow. Has this in any way affected your training, affected your fighting?
No, actually, it was funny you say that. So it was longer right before the fight. And when I was doing like pad work or grappling or something like that, like I would sweat, so it would like hit my eyes. It was like perfectly matched with my eyes. So I'm like, oh, put myself in the eye with it. It's great. You wouldn't think, but it actually would suck. I'd like slick my hair back more, but so I had to trim it up before the fight.
Yeah, when you did the post-fight interview, you put on the headset like it was a headband, so your hair could be slicked back.
Gotta make sure I'm looking good, man.
Well, you're always looking good now. I mean, come on, you're the champ.
Trying, man. I'm trying.
So I imagine doing more interviews, doing more press has led to a lot more opportunities. I see you working with some great sponsorship deals. Has that where the doors kind of been opened up for you?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think, higher up you get, I think people want more like, sponsoring or, working together with people with bigger companies. I think that definitely helps out when you've done well. And, when you start off, you don't get much, you got to work your way up. And when you get to that point, it's great though, because, it's not so much about me anymore. It's about my family, my daughter. And if we have more kids, so I think it's just, but I tell everyone this though, if I do work with someone, I do enjoy the product. It's not that I'm just doing it just to take the money. Like I do it, like Modelo, I do drink Modelo's, like Cupcake, I use a lot more, Bill Clothing, I use, I like Killcliff, I'm drinking Killcliff, it's not because I do enjoy them.
Yeah. When you have new fighters, younger fighters that come into the gym, obviously they look up to you now, you're the best on the planet. What kind of advice do you give to younger fighters that are getting into this?
Don't talk to me like you're too little, like I don't want nothing. No, I know if they have any questions, I'll guide them whatever they need help with. If I see something they're doing, I'm like, hey, try this. This is what I tell them every time when I show them something. I'm like, don't do it the way I do it. Do it the way you're comfortable to do it, because it might be different and you might be doing it better the way you do it. And so whatever they need help, I do that. And I just tell them, like, listen, man, no matter, training sucks, but don't get frustrated. Just always have fun, And that's why I think I've gone so far, just because I'm always having fun, no matter what. I mean, if you don't have fun, I'm not having fun, I'm out though.
But it's beyond just the fundamentals though. Like you have this champion's mindset. You knew you were going to be the champion long before you were ever the champion. What's the thing that you teach people about your mindset?
Yeah, it's a good question. I haven't really thought about it like that. And I just tell people, man, like, you just got to want it more. You just got to want it more because there's someone out there that's going to want it more than you. So you got to do whatever you got to do to be ready for that situation. And I think, I'm telling you always got to have fun. You got to have fun. You got to put a smile on your face. Because, there's days where I've gone to the gym and I've had a bad day and I'm pissed off at the world and I just don't want to go train, but I go and train. I literally get out and I feel like $1 million and just, and it releases me. And so I think having fun and just having an escape, I think don't build the hype. Don't buy into the hype. Just who cares about anything what everyone says? Just you do you. You know what I mean? If you go, 100-0 and you just take a guy down and hold him down for 100 fights, guess what? You're 100-0 and no one's going to beat you. Who cares? And so that's why I stopped caring what everyone thought. So I just tell them, mindset, just worry about yourself.
Through all of this, you're still working as a firefighter, which I just love because obviously you don't need to do this anymore, but you want to do this. So what is that in you that makes you want to continue doing that?
Well, I think it's great being, a champion in the sport. I've been training for so long, but also I think just showing, being a fireman and paramedic, I think it shows my mom I did something with my life. I worked hard to get something, even though I worked hard to become a champion, but also I just, I did, not every mother really dreams of their son being a prize fighter, especially my mother, she's never seen a fight. So I just want to show her that, hey, listen, I worked hard, I did something on my own, and I appreciate all your help, helping me out and guiding me to that position, to that where I wanted to be. I think, and also just being a fireman, it's like a brotherhood. Those guys, they haze me. They talk smack to me, and it's just a great escape too from training. Cause like there's days, I don't want to talk about fighting. They don't talk about fighting. They'll talk about it once in a while, but it's not like the whole conversation. It's just like, hey, how's your weekend? Like, oh, dude, we went on the boat and then went to the beach. It's just normal stuff, and it's great. It keeps you grounded, keeps you really grounded.
So how often do you go on a call and people go, oh my God, it's the champ?
Oh, actually, it's getting worse. Actually, so I fought on Saturday. I went back on Wednesday.
Wow.
We were doing an inspection, so I'm driving and I'm doing my own thing, and with the other guy in the squad, and I'm down the squad. All of a sudden, there's a guy with a big trailer, and boom, sideswipes us. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, my first day back, I get sideswiped
in a fire truck.
No, in the squad.
Oh, okay.
So we get up to him, I'm like, dude, you hit us. He said, oh, dude, my bad. So, oh my God, he felt so bad. So he pulls in. And I get out. He's like, dude, it's a champ, bro. Let me get a picture. Yeah.
Have you had anyone make a call that might not have actually been a serious call, hoping that maybe you could show up to it?
No, thank God, no. That has not happened.
Yeah, this is not a suggestion, people.
No, I hope it doesn't happen. I've had people call at the station looking for me. The guys play dumb. They're like, yeah, I don't know when he works next. I look at the schedule. But it changes all the time. And so, but it's been tough. A lot of people have been calling now, but it's been tough with, COVID going on. We don't want to take any chances.
Well, you've really been a bright spot in Cleveland. Like I said, before you won the championship, it had been a drought of 50 years. Then right afterwards, I think it's like you gave good mojo to the Cavs, because right after you won the championship, then the Cavs won the championship, and Baker Mayfield for the Browns. Like, Cleveland sports are they're looking up. I'm still a Browns fan, very much so myself.
Yeah, that was probably one of the best weekends of my life when the Cavs won the title. So on Saturday, I got married to my wife, and then the next day, the Cavs won the title. It was crazy. It was one, and we had everyone from all over the world, from our family from all over the world, Australia. It was great. It was crazy, and we went to the Ford nightclub, and we had a big table, and we just watched the game, went nuts. It was, man, it was a long night.
So, which is your Cleveland team? Of the three Cleveland teams, which one's your team?
Oh, I mean, they're all three, man. There's no picking and choosing. I love them all three. I love them all.
But I also don't know if people realize how close you were to playing pro baseball.
I mean, yeah, I was close, but a lot of people are close. There's a lot of guys my size that can throw the ball and hit the ball far.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, so I don't know. Whatever. Listen, I'm glad the way it worked out, because I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
Absolutely. And look where you are now. I mean, just look behind you. You're gonna need a bigger man cave, by the way.
Yeah, I've been told that.
The interesting thing is, DC went into this fight knowing that he was going to retire one way or the other. Whether he won or whether he lost, he was going to retire. When you look ahead, whenever it happens to be that you end up retiring, do you want to go out on top?
Well, of course, that's what you want. That's what you want. So, yeah, I mean, I don't want to be one of those guys that keeps fighting and then, just gets too old and is just going there for a paycheck. I never want to be that guy. I just want to, especially the time's right. Sorry, my dog woke me up early this morning. I'm having a chance to take a nap at all. So,
yeah, you look great.
Thanks, man. But yeah, I don't want to be those guys that just, keeps fighting just for a paycheck. I want to make sure I know it's time, and, I talk to my family, make sure it's the right decision, and just, like I said, I know when it's time.
Yeah. Well, you got two guys that are very excited, very looking forward to taking you on, in Francis Ngannou, Jon Jones. Is there someone that you'd rather fight?
Well, I'm probably about 15 years. My daughter's boyfriends, when they come over, take her out.
I think Ngannou, that fight probably makes the most sense to happen next.
I think you're right. I mean, if I was a matchmaker, I wouldn't be fighting. He's done such a great, since our last fight, he's definitely got a lot better. He's done a bunch of first round knockouts. He has on a tear. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Jon Jones, of course, one of the greatest of all time, but at the same time, though, it's, it just depends what the UFC wants, if you get Jon Jones fight, it's okay, because, dude, he's moving up, one of the greatest of all time. It's a super fight. They look at him like, listen, dude, I've been putting my time and effort in for how long? You're going to sit there and just jump over me like that? It's not fair to me. So it's a double-edged sword of this situation. I don't know.
I just don't understand And once again, we're not matchmakers here, but I don't understand how Jon Jones can come in and leapfrog everybody and get a title shot.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Like I said, but you look at his resume too. It's like DC's. It's just that's why they gave it to him in the super fight. And so I think maybe if you stay light heavyweight, it might have been different because it would have been a super fight. But now since he vacated, now he's moving up to heavyweight, it might be different. So he might have to, he might have him get a one-month fight.
But for you haven't fought anyone but DC in years.
I know, right? It's weird. It's like a relationship that's finally over.
What if he comes back?
Let him and Jon Jones fight, man. They got some beef to squash.
Hey, I like that. That's real good.
I think it'd be a different fight though, just at heavyweight too.
Speaking of the DC fight, you shared a moment right after you were announced as the winner with Dana. What did you guys say in the octagon there?
Hey man, listen, I appreciate everything. I know we had ups and downs, but I just want to say I appreciate everything you do. Oh, by the way, the belt.
Have you talked to DC yet? He seemed very upset about the eye poke.
No, honestly, that was the eye poke. I was not that was incidental. I was I legit had no idea. I did it until I looked up in between rounds. I looked up, I'm like, oh my God, I poked him in the eye. I felt real bad. But listen, it's part of the game. He's done it too. It is what it is.
He did it earlier in that fight.
Yeah, I really didn't. That was not my plan. That's not how I fight. I'm a clean fighter. I don't try to take advantage of. I had no idea.
But how is your eye doing after the previous fight? You had some issues with it.
Yeah, I don't know if from the eye pokes or not, but definitely didn't help with the eye pokes. But I had torn retina, so I had to get healed and a couple procedures. Procedure done to fix that, and so it was a little worrying just because I never had spots in my eye, and I don't want to lose my vision or have trouble with my vision when I get older. So it was it was tough. I had to take a little time off, and apparently people don't understand that having a torn retina is that serious. Whatever.
Yeah, you kind of need your eyeballs to fight.
Yeah, this is true.
So you're wearing glasses now. Do you fight wearing contacts?
No, actually, I need the glasses in general, even torn retina or not. I needed them. I was just being stubborn because I didn't want to get them. best decision I ever made. I needed them, so I got them. But I don't wear contacts. No, just because we have one guy once in a while trains in contacts, and I swear to God, every time we spar, it always pops out. I'm like, I don't want that to happen in the middle of a fight, especially getting caught in my eye. And I'd rather. I'm not blind, and by any means, I can still read even without glasses. Just I'm not as focused.
Have you looked into Lasik? A lot of athletes have done this. It's completely changed the game for them.
Yeah, I have. I just didn't do anything just because, with the fight, everything training, and just I want to, I don't mind glasses. Honestly, I don't mind the glasses. I like them. It's more comfortable for me.
It makes people think you're smart too, right?
I'm
just joking.
That's why 100% I'm doing it. 100%.
You are smart. You wouldn't be in the position that you're in right now if you weren't smart.
Well, it's all my wife, not me.
I've been meaning to ask you this since the very first interview. What does the tattoo on your back mean? Strong Style Fight Family. Oh, that's it. Mm-hmm. That is your fight family.
Yeah. Yep. It's like a cult,
Is there anybody in your gym that could beat you?
Yeah. There's tons of guys. One guy, Alexa. He's a 205 pounder. Kid's a savage. He's got one fight in UFC. He's fighting here soon, I think. He's an absolute. He's gonna be destroyed. That kid's he's gonna go places. And the other heavyweight I train with, he also fights in the UFC. Is Jeff Hughes, and he's had some tough breaks, and he should be. What his record shows in the UFC is not what it should. He's way better than he is, and I know it firsthand because he punches me in the face when we spar, and he's a really, 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 really talented fighter. I think he just had some bad breaks, and I think he's really going to showcase his next fight. So I'm excited for these two, and they're going to be up and coming.
What about your trainer, Marcus? I know he's a total badass.
Yeah, he scares me. He's the one man that terrifies me because he's my best friend, but at the same time, I don't want to make him mad. He's dead. I love that guy more than anything. He put a lot of time and effort into me, not just me, with everyone. And he's a very just great man. I'm very lucky I met him. Not even with fighting, just in general. He's a great person.
It's just, I mean, you're a great person, by the way.
Thank you.
It's just been amazing to watch your growth, watch your path, you know, as you went from aspiring champion to now greatest heavyweight champion of all time. What doors do you think have been opened for you since becoming UFC heavyweight champion?
Well, I think, I mean, a lot of things, you know, just, you know, business opportunities. I think you look at, you know, it's really, those scare me, by the way. Just in general, like, well, you know, like acting, maybe, you know, people laugh at me because I can't talk. They say, but I've done a couple movies already. I've done commercials. So I'm actually, you know, opportunity, a few other things coming up. So I think just, you know, especially with the sport growing as fast as it is, I think people are starting to recognize and, you know, really pretty sweet.
Is there somebody that you've met since becoming the champ that you're like, I can't believe I'm hanging out with this person right now?
You know, there's a lot of guys. I mean, like, I honestly, I can't think. It's just like, I don't know.
Have you hung out with LeBron yet?
I did, but that was after I won the title. They were,
oh,
yeah. So I got tickets to the game. I think game one, and they were right next to me in the loge. And you know, Birdman was there at the time. He was playing with us for the time.
Oh yeah.
What's up, champ? Come on here. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, I'll be right there. I'll try and play it off like no big deal. I was like chomping at the bit to go over there. And I walk in, like, what's up? And then it's funny because I'm like 6'5", dude. And these dudes like towered over me. I felt tiny. And then Kevin Love like beat me up the whole time. You know, I'm like, Jesus, I'm gonna beat him. Fragile, you know. But they're great guys, you know, him and LeBron and Channing. And then I mean, they're all good. You know, J.R. Smith, awesome guy. I mean, they were great guys. Honestly, they were very cool guys.
It was also really cool to see you throw the first pitch for the Indians because, like, you know, you got the baseball background, then you go out there and it's like, yeah, I'll show you guys how this is done.
Yeah, it was great. You know, it's just cool to do something like that. It's fun. You know, you ever think of. Sorry.
No, this interview is just boring you. Like,
right? No, my daughter, she kills me. She's a savage. Yeah, it just, you know, when you're a kid, you never think in a million years to do something like that. And I got to take BP with them. I got to throw out the first pitch. You know, I got to walk on the cast cart during the playoff game. It's just so much going on. And just, you never think in a million years you get to do the cool things you do. And I'm just grateful and blessed to do it.
As Cleveland born, Cleveland raised, who do you think is the greatest Cleveland athlete of all time?
I don't know. There's sort of, you look like, man, it's a tough one. You look like Jim Brown. That dude was absolute savage. I mean, things he did, and he left early, you know, like, imagine that guy would stayed around. He would have records for days. And he's also a great man. Him and his wife are amazing people. Man, it's just something about Jim Brown keeps sticking to me, you know. I mean, I'm not, there's probably more I'm not even thinking about, but I just watched him, like, when he would play, like, those tapes back in the day, show him running the ball. He was just an absolute savage.
I don't think you can go wrong with saying Jim Brown as one of the greatest of all time.
Right, yeah, he's just, I mean, LeBron, of course, but like just Jim Brown was just above and beyond. I think he was just like a man among boys.
You're now part of this conversation too. You absolutely are.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's great to be just in the conversation, bro. But I mean, Jim Brown was I keep thinking, like, watching the videos on him, like, crazy clips. Just, he's nuts.
Has your mom come around and, like, will your mom watch your fights now?
No, she still has not, but I'll show her clips here and there, you know. When I remember I fought in Cleveland, I showed her, when I fought Alistair Overeem, I showed her, I'm like, that's where I get put on my butt. And she's like, oh, you're such an idiot. What are you doing? You know, and she was okay with it because she knew I won, so she wasn't very worried about it. And then, you know, I won the fight. She goes, oh, God, is he okay, though? Is he okay? Like, that's the first thing she said. It was like, is he okay? I'm like, well, I'm fine, and yes, he is fine, too. But yeah, she still won't watch it though. She supports it, but won't watch it.
Will she come, like, if you're fighting in Vegas, will she come to Vegas she won't even come to the city?
No, we have a superstition. She came one time and I lost.
Oh, which fight was that?
UK when I fought Struve.
Yeah, so she's banned from your fights now.
Oh no, I mean, I told her, I'm like, Mom, you can go if you want. And she's like, no, I'm good. She's like, so she does the same routine she does every time.
I guess Struve is the one loss you haven't avenged. Do you feel like you need to fight him again?
No, I'm listen, I'm good.
Yeah, I'd say you're good. Yeah. I don't know if there's anyone that could beat you.
No, there's always someone, and it doesn't matter who it is. It's just, that day of the week, and just if it's your day, it's your day. And sometimes, luck's on your side, sometimes it's not.
Was it just me, or did you look pretty lean going into this last fight?
No, I did. I weighed a little bit more, but I definitely, I think I usually eat good, but I ate really, really clean. I took a lot better supplements. I really took, really a lot of multivitamin stuff and omega-3s and stuff like that. And, I think the pool workouts helped also. I think you did a lot of pool workouts with resistance training helped a lot.
So what weight is the perfect weight for you to go into a fight, do you think?
I think between 230 and 233, I love it. Like, I always weigh a little heavier. I feel like I had extra weight I didn't need, but I think me being a little bit lighter, I feel stronger, I feel faster, and I feel just better conditioned.
If it could happen, would you want to fight with Brock Lesnar?
I'll fight anyone. There's no question. I don't care. I will take that fight in a heartbeat.
Because that fight, I think that would make a lot of sense to see that fight.
Yeah, I think it'd be an early night for me.
Oh! 1 round?
Yeah, I'll figure it out. But yeah, I would love that fight.
I think that this is, he hasn't fought in a long time. He claims to be retired, but this is a fight I think could happen.
Yeah, you never know. We'll see.
This is the thing. If you've basically cleaned out the division, you've cleared out the division, especially with whatever your next fight ends up being. What do you do? Just keep fighting the same people you beat?
No, there's always someone that comes up. There's always guys that goes on a tear. It happens. You see it all the time. So, listen, like I said, I'm not the matchmaker. It's what the UFC wants. And so when they get that call, we're ready.
I love it. Thank you so much for your time today, man.
Thank you. Anytime, buddy. Thanks for having me. Great seeing you again, dude.
Oh, it's great to see you too. I hope that you can get some rest today. I know your daughter's been keeping you up, but I hope you can get some rest.
Oh, yeah. No, she doesn't keep me up. She sleeps through the night, but the problem is she'll wake up like 6:45. I'm like, God, just give me 1 hour, 1 extra hour. That's all I ask, But she can do what she wants. She got it wrapped around her finger.
Well, thank you so much, brother.
Hey, no, thank you, man. You have a great day, all right?
You too. Thank you.
Isn't it great that the baddest man on the planet is simultaneously the nicest man on the planet? Man, I just love talking to Stipe. I've known him now for 8 years, and I couldn't be more proud of everything that he's accomplished. And that Emmy-nominated story that we talked about, of him chasing after Cleveland's first championship in 50 years while still working as a firefighter, I love telling that story. The link is down below if you want to check that thing out. What do you think his next fight's going to be? I think the idea of him facing Brock Lesnar is very interesting, although I liked his reaction. Like, yeah, it'll be a short night for me. Francis Ngannou obviously seems like the next logical choice, but if you watch their last fight, I think we know how this one's gonna end, right? And thank you to everyone who's reached out to me on Twitter, Instagram, or even in the YouTube comments asking me how things are now that I'm living out here in California. The wildfires are pretty bad out here. I just looked it up. There's 28 wildfires going as I film this video right now. I'll flip this around, show you what we're dealing with here. So normally you can see these mountains like pretty clear. It's a beautiful sunny day right now. And it's just like this constant haze, this constant fog. It's smoke. And it kind of smells like when I stepped out, I'm on the roof of my apartment building right now. I stepped out onto the roof and it's like, it just smells like fire. Like, it's a beautiful sunny day, but like, that sun is barely getting through the haze here. So we're good where we are here, but man, my heart goes out to everybody who's north and south of here dealing with these fires. It's not good.